don't think I can wait until next week. They brought it. Like, Rosie lit her up. That was crazy.
She called her a slam pig.
A slam pig. Guys, like, I'd never even heard of that term. I had to look it up. I'm like, what?
I can read between the lines. And entitlement is gross.
I would love for you, Kelsey, to come on the pod and
explain yourself.
An explanation to the entitlement. Fair game. Open talking about how he's microdosing Ozempic and he
getting all these surgeries and things.
Which, you know, whatever. I love a med spa. You're a podiatrist, right? Foot doctor?
Mm-hmm.
And he's talking about how he sells Ozempic.
Yeah.
Weird.
I know. I forget he's a foot doctor. I was like, oh, yeah, this is like the most normal that you've been, actually.
Welcome to Reality in 5D.
Where everybody has a cousin in Cranston.
And a secret in Newport.
And a vendetta older than the state itself.
Let's spill. Hey guys, you're listening to Reality in 5D with Matt.
And Courtney.
And today we are recapping Real Housewives of Rhode Island, episode 8, Splitting Hairs. Oh, I am obsessed with this episode.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed with this cast. Everything about them.
This episode was the best one yet.
I have to say, we have been hyping up Rosie and really, really wanting her to step it up because in the confessionals, she is a stealth mode assassin. But when you put her with the girls, she's easily like, well, I mean, she's always been a victim to Mean Girls, so she easily retreats.
Yeah.
She brought it today. She has had enough. Rosie stood up. Rosie to the front of the class. I was here for it.
Yeah. It was a long time coming, honestly.
It was.
And Kelsey deserved it.
Ugh. Literally. Can we talk for a second about Alicia and her fiance?
Oh, yeah. That's interesting.
The dynamic is strange for me. I don't understand them, but I like him. I don't care too much for her. I think she's incredibly immature. The dolls, I can't tell if the dolls are her real personality or if she's really reaching to have a shtick that makes her different. Mm-hmm. But it's not different in a good way.
Yeah.
It's incredibly strange. And
because the things she says about her life that she wants us to know, like her dad left them homeless. And even Liz was like, you were never homeless.
Yeah, and she's upset with Liz. We haven't addressed that yet, but she's got an issue with it. And I agree with Liz. I 100% understand where Liz is coming from because you had family. It may not be the home that you had once lived in with your mom and your dad and that familiar family unit. Mm-hmm. But you had a roof over your head. You had food in your belly. You had people who loved you and cared about you. You were warm. You were clean. You had clothes. There are people who live under bridges who don't know where their next meal is coming from. And when you say things like that, when you live an incredibly privileged life, you look vapid. Yeah. And you're already not bringing a lot of substance to the... did I use the right word? Substance? Substance to the cast.
Oh, yeah. Well, who knows? Maybe that too. But you're right. You're right, though. Like, it's, I'm not discrediting mentally how difficult that is when your parents divorce and they have to sell, like, your family home. I get that itself can be traumatizing. But to say that you are homeless... it's a stretch. Yeah. And that is very inconsiderate to people's situations who are literally homeless after something like that happens, you know? Mm-hmm. So it did. Like, I don't know why she brought up being homeless. I don't know why. Did she think no one would have sympathy for her for, like, going through a traumatic, like, her parents divorcing wasn't traumatic enough? So she had to throw in homeless? Well,
the thing is, I mean, she was 7 and she's in her later stages of life and still dealing with this trauma. If you're using a show like Housewives to cope, when you've clearly not healed from this, you might be in the wrong arena. You might need to call a therapist, seek legal, like seek actual licensed help.
Yeah.
I don't think this is the platform for what you actually need. It makes sense with the dolls, and maybe that's why she's heavily leaning into that, because she stopped maturing at 7 when she was stunted
Okay.
by her parents'
I could see that.
divorce. But that's incredibly sad, and you need to seek real help.
Because even when Joella was crying about her situation and like not feeling loved, and Alicia started crying as well, I thought she was just like feeling empathetic towards her or feeling bad. And she just was crying for herself and her own situation, and then tried to like compare situations, like, because she had a similar situation that like went back again to her dad leaving and how she's still traumatized and doesn't trust a man and won't get married. And it's just like, it's
not adding up.
yeah.
There's something more to the story. And I didn't appreciate her fiance. I don't remember his name. What's his name?
Oh gosh, I can't remember.
I know Brian's name, unfortunately, but it's gross to me how he's quick to defend Brian, because everyone I feel in this small town knows exactly what's happening. It's all over Instagram. People, it's happening in their family home.
I don't think he was necessarily defending him. He just said that, like she said we were shown a video, and he's like, well, now be careful. Like, don't
Anyone can
trust.
timestamp.
Exactly.
I mean, that's true. That's true. That does make sense. Because he does look, when they go to dinner, he does look a little bit put off by Brian. Brian talking about how he's microdosing Ozempic and he
Getting all these
gets,
surgeries and things.
which, whatever. I love a med spa, but like, you're a podiatrist, right? Foot doctor? And he's talking about how he sells Ozempic.
Yeah.
Weird.
I know. I forget he's a foot doctor until he started talking about like tendons and weird shit. And I was like, oh yeah, this is like the most normal that you've been, actually. Getting that phone call and excusing himself, saying he had to go to the bathroom. Everybody knew.
A work call in air quotes. Like, are you kidding me? A work call. You shouldn't touch your phone at all while the cameras are up, because we are going to scrutinize every single move you make. Every time you answer that phone, it's clearly the mistress. No one believes you. The whole polo match of it all, when they disappear and then here's a picture of him with the mistress. Like, Brian.
He even said something like, oh, when I come home at midnight, and like how he wanted a pizza even when he comes home at midnight or something, when he gets home at midnight.
Oh, yeah, he's burned off all those calories.
What doctor is getting home at midnight? Come on. Come on.
It's weird that Alicia can sit at that dinner and feel guilty but still not speak up for her girlfriend, while at the same time about him cheating. And while at the same time, she's like, if this were me and I were Rula, I would want to be told. But you can't do that for her. And honestly, what do you have to lose? And you've not brought a lot to the season. This is your moment to step it up.
Welcome to Rhode Island. Like, this is, come on.
And then forgive her.
She's
She's
like, I can't do it. I can't do it. Then just go home.
It's just strange. And he also, another thing about Brian, I'm sorry to talk about Ruella and her dead spin again, but he admits that he had Rula overserved intentionally when they first met, and that it ended well for him. Caught that, clocked it. That was something I had a problem with.
She was having a double to every single he had. That's scary.
And it was served to us as if that were like a cheeky moment, like that was supposed to be cute and funny. Nothing he says makes him look well or fights his battle.
Where is that like red flag guy from TikTok? I need, like, ma'am, excuse me.
Yeah.
Waving the red flag, like, hello, over here.
I knew going into this that there was going to be a lot of deep intertwined family roots, and like I get a Jersey sense, or what I used to really love about Jersey was that Italian family. This is a show about housewives, but Jersey is one of the few dynamics where you really get into the whole family dynamic, the husbands, the kids, you watch them grow. You watch their fallout as a family. I get that.
Yeah.
From Rhode Island in a sense. But I didn't think we were going to get the level of drama so quick. You know what I mean? And they're so quick to put it all out there. Like, except for Rula. Rula shit is being aired out and she's refusing to speak, so everyone's doing it for her.
Let me ask you this. Do you think she's refusing to speak because she doesn't want to speak on it, or is she being forced not to speak?
Ooh, like she has an NDA?
A lot of this,
like the mistress?
A lot of this he takes control over. Just like he was controlling the dinner conversation, he is a man of control. He controls when they've had enough, what he's going to share. He's not doing this on TV, and then she follows suit. She doesn't have an opinion. She's covering for him. She told us we met her, she was already forgiving him and telling us, like, yes, he did this, but I'm choosing to forgive him. And if he does it again, then we'll talk about it. But he's done it again, and now we're still not talking about it.
Well,
So,
we're talking about it, but she's not talking
I
about
get
it.
she's got kids and she doesn't want this to reflect poorly on the family. However,
Too
he
late.
needs to be thinking about that and those consequences as well, because what he's already done has already reflected poorly on his family and his wife. So now they need to address it.
Oh, there's no way they will survive
No.
this. There is no way.
She already is like not going on trips and stuff, and I don't think that was her doing.
She could have used this as her out, but she's going to end up like Camille, and she's going to become irrelevant other than some little keypad assassin that attacks former castmates. She's not going to ever be really relevant on this show again after this season.
I just wish she finds some self-empowerment. Maybe she needs to talk to, who is it, Liz's family? Who?
Yeah, I hope you see him pay.
Yeah, I want to see him hurt.
I want to see
badly.
him suffer.
Yeah, I pray that you see him hurting.
I hope his whole family rots in hell.
So
I love her family.
Yeah.
Alicia's family. Yeah.
Oh, that was Alicia's
They're
family.
better than her. Cast them.
So I hope she gets some more self-empowerment from that and can really come into her own, because right now I'm having a hard time. I feel bad for her, but I can only feel bad for so long, and then I'm just like, you're choosing this, and so it bothers me, and I have to leave the situation if you're not going to change it. And we don't have red flag guy like miss, ma'am, hello.
Then let's where do we go from here?
Yeah.
Where do you stand with Joellen?
Nah.
The conversation with her mother, I feel like she really wanted her mom to come out looking like a villain.
Yeah.
And I actually left feeling really bad for her mom. And I don't want to discount anything that Joellen went through.
Sure.
You know, you see these things where it's so easy to judge a person based off surface level things. Like, you know, people look at Paris Hilton and they're like, oh, vapid, blonde, airhead, stupid. They look at her that way. And then you hear, 23 years later, about the horrible things that she went to at Provo School. And
a lot of kids.
Parents, with her parents sending her away and being treated like a horrible kid when really she's just going through a lot of stuff that a lot of kids go through. And I'm not trying to discount what Joellen goes through, but I really feel like her mom tried to own it and apologized and wanted to be like, I'm sorry and I want to move forward and see where we go from here. But I didn't feel like Joellen was willing to give her a chance.
It was kind of like a setup too. Like, first of all, she cornered the mom. It was like they were touring the grandpa's house after he had passed, and it was all empty. So they were already in an emotional spot, looking through this, like remembering times. And she kept being like, "Remember when you left me here and took on the blah blah blah." Like, she had the sole intention of kind of springing that on her mom.
She did.
Trapping.
She threw her straight under the bus.
She did, and she planned on making her look bad. Remember when Sutton did that same thing? She would talk so much crap about her mom and how mean she was, and then we got to meet Sutton's mom, and we're like, oh my God, she's the sweetest person.
Yeah, I want Sutton to be kicked off the cast or put on pause indefinitely and have Rita replace her.
Yeah.
I love her.
Like, who doesn't like Rita? Who likes Sutton? You know what I mean? I'm just saying. I'm not saying, I'm just saying.
And Joellen briefly talks about how the worst thing she did was lie, and that you sent me to a place with drug dealers and drug addicts and horrible people. And the mom apologizes straight up. And she straight up tells her mom on camera she didn't feel loved. And her mom was like, well, that's how I was raised.
Mm-hmm. You could
My
see
mom
that
didn't
cycle.
show love.
Oh.
And she told this story about how she had like cut herself or hurt herself, busted her head open, and
Mm-hmm.
her mom didn't even ask if she was okay. She was just so concerned with the blood on her freshly clean carpet. And you saw the mom's face register how that level of trauma was
Affected
what
her.
her
Yeah.
and what her kids were feeling now.
Mm-hmm.
And it registered, and she truly apologized. And you could tell Joellen wasn't ready for her to apologize. She wanted to fight more. And that's something I hope they
Mm-hmm.
work out in therapy. Again, not the platform. But
But as someone with kids, like,
they need their
you need
grandmother.
to, and you need to remember that this is like your mother's first time living life as well. Like, parents are not perfect.
Yeah, okay, for sure.
They're not meant to be perfect. You know what I mean? So at least she's trying.
And
If they're
taking
going to put in
accountability.
accountability and effort, and she apologized, like, what more can you want? Guys, you can't change anything that already happened. And you know what? Maybe you can blame her for your childhood, but as an adult, you're responsible for your future.
Yeah.
So I hope she can move on and get through that. The sister silence, I felt like, was pretty strong as well.
Yeah, the sister was trying to ease the mom through that. And
Uh-huh.
you know how production works. There could be tons and tons of this left on the editing room floor. But
Mm-hmm.
the sister was really rooting to keep the mom
She looked like she was
probably
protecting
sane.
her.
Yeah, through that conversation, especially with cameramen and producers in your
Mhm.
face. Especially if someone's not used to that life,
Sometimes
that's
people
already
just clash
intimidating. And
too.
then you're hit with that.
Yeah.
Probably with no warning because her face was like, oh shit, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I mean, we got kind of dark. Should we do a fun little? Is it time for our housewife of the episode?
Housewife of the episode.
Yeah, it's going to be our new segment, housewife of the episode, and it doesn't have to be a housewife
The
from.
head housewife.
Yes, and it doesn't have to be a housewife from the episode we're watching.
Oh, of like the week.
Of Well, we do several of these a week, so we'll just do the episode. It's a segment you guys have to look forward to.
Okay.
I have an idea. I want to give it to Dorit. Dorit
Okay.
Kimsley from Beverly Hills. I feel like Dorit has gone through so much over the last year, especially the last few months. She's got a lot of uncertainty to come over the next week or two, and I feel like she has little to no support in terms of
Uh,
her friend group and her castmates. So I want to give it to her. I feel like she needs a little uplifting. I can't wait to read her book in support of her when it comes out. Maybe a little
do you know a date?
reality book club. I think June or July. It's already
Oh.
pre-saved to read. It's already pre-saved on my audiobooks on Spotify. So I'm definitely down to talk a little tea about that one when we read it, because I'm sure, Dorit's got a lot to say.
Yes.
So
All right.
that's who I want to give it to. So this episode's Real Housewife of the episode goes to Dorit Kimsley from Real Housewives of
The
Beverly
head of
Hills.
housewives.
Ooh, I love it. I love it. I love it. But should we get back to
If we must.
Rhode Island? I think we must,
We must.
because
It was just time
I
to crown the queen.
I have to say, getting back to loving that family dynamic and getting to know the full relationship of the cast. I know we've said before we like Rosie a lot. We're
I love
team
Rosie.
Rosie.
Yes.
I love her dynamic with her husband. I love that he's got a little bit of sass as well. He can
Yeah.
kind of throw down and throw it back. And he's like trying to be grounded and level headed. We got to divulge or deep dive and figure out who he is, really,
He's
his
got some
sign.
solid advice for her, so you could tell he's got her best interest
But he
truly in
loves and
mind.
cares for her. And
He
he's like,
does.
and then if they fuck with you, get them right. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Don't let him walk all over you. And I'm like,
Exactly.
oh, thank you for saying that to her, because we've been over here screaming it at her.
Well, we're talking about stupid shit, like the square footage of a house that no one cares about but Kelsey, because she's so butthurt and jealous of Rosie.
Yeah. It was
It's
because she was
sad.
losing her house. When you're losing your house, footing, security, all of that, boyfriend, you start hyper fixating on that and what other people have and comparing yourself.
Well,
And comparison is the thief of joy. We all know that.
there's nothing more disheartening than a pretty face and an ugly personality. And that's what I get off of Kelsey. She missed an opportunity. The two of them could have had a really great dynamic. They're two very pretty girls. They could have been like a really fun grouping or pairing on the show. They could have teamed up. But Kelsey just can't get past her insecurities and her jealousy. And like she saw, oh, pretty girl, I'm gonna attack her. All we've seen Kelsey do is shade her with allegations about her career and talk about her house. And it's so tired. I don't even care to hear about either anymore.
Her work ethic bothers me too. Like she could actually be a pretty good stylist. I saw the hair she did on Rosie the first time and I was like, okay. Like that curl was great. The cut, like she did a great job, especially for being newer in the industry. She talks about liking like beauty and making people feel beautiful. I'm all here for that, of course. We own our own makeup company, right? So like or glam company. And so like
You get
I
it.
want to support that. Yeah. I think she could really go far doing that, but she can't go far because she doesn't work. She doesn't do anything.
I agree with you. I feel her aesthetic was set up for someone like you and I to really like her.
Yeah.
And I couldn't.
And she
It's
just
not like they baited the hook, threw it out into the ocean, and us mermaids swam right up and we're like, we're vegan. I'm good.
her
I don't want it.
expectations and entitlement is gross.
It is.
It's like a turn off. Like every time she's like, but I was with him for 10 years, so I'm entitled.
Entitled to him paying her rent. That is crazy to me. They've been in a relationship. People are in relationships for decades, but you had no children. You didn't
Weren't married.
build businesses together. You
Yep.
didn't do anything really together. Why are you entitled to that? Make that make sense. I would love for you, Kelsey, to come on the pod and give us
Explain yourself.
an explanation to the entitlement. Fair game, open conversation. I would hear you
sisters
out.
look like the same way.
Oh, they're laughing at her
Her mom
though
was
at the
like,
same
I
time.
usually have dad do that. I was like, oh, that's where she fucking learned it from.
Exactly. Her mom clocked it. Her sister clocked it. Her sister's face was like, I kind of hate you. Like, did you get that vibe? Like, the way she looked at her with the same level of jealousy, which is probably why she keeps putting it onto, like, Rosie.
Mm-hmm.
And she points out all of these irrelevant, stupid flaws that she wants us to hate about Rosie that I don't even care about because she's trying to make us hate her. When really my only real issue with Rosie is that she feels this need to explain where she's coming from or like explain herself and explain her house. The fact that she does feel the need when really, and maybe after the way this ends, maybe she'll be like, you know what, how many fucks do I give, to reference Erica Jane? You know, maybe she'll be like, I don't care what this girl thinks. I'm not even going to talk to you about it anymore. And she'll move on to some like real shit. Yeah. But I don't have a lot of negative things to say about Rosie, really.
I do feel like Kelsey tried to pull a Kenya Moore with the like pulling up with the like foghorn or whatever.
Talking over the loudspeaker in a neighborhood with a noise ordinance that they're not allowed to do that. I would be pissed as well.
I mean, isn't Rhode Island like the size of like a little?
Yeah, I'm sure they heard it echoing off the lighthouse, and
Yeah, I heard it all the way in New Jersey.
I just don't. I don't get her. She's on here like unpacking her tiaras and her relationship drama, and it's not enough to be a pretty face and an ugly personality, like I said.
Her being kicked out of the house, her stuff being put out of the house. Rosie went back inside, was like already upstairs, and Kelsey turned around and walked back inside. The door was still open. Production was like, whoa.
Mm-hmm.
She walked back in there to just keep talking to her and keep throwing stuff out there.
I mean,
if I kicked you out of my house, physically had to throw you out and your stuff, and you walked back in, I don't care if it was just in the doorway or frame.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
And I mean, Rosie really let her have it. I was left after the last 4 minutes of this episode wanting more so bad I don't think I can wait until next week. They brought it. Like, Rosie lit her up. She said, "Get out of my effing house. Don't touch." What did she say to her? Sucking dick is not a career. That was crazy. She
called her a slam pig.
A slam pig. And guys, like, I'd never even heard of that term. I had to look it up, but I assumed it was correct. Yeah. But I'm like, what?
I can read between the lines.
Craziness. Rosie has clearly, it's like when you shake a 2-liter, and I get it because I can be like this too, because honestly, I can put up with a lot of bullshit, but it's just shaking and shaking and shaking and shaking and shaking, and then you unleash that. You crack that lid, and it's like, it explodes. Rosie, it was done.
Oh,
and
yeah.
You can't put all that back in the bottle.
Can't put the toothpaste back in the bottle.
Sucking dick is not a career. Your husband paid for you to win your pageants. That's why Kelsey came back in. She's like, oh, and I'll have you know, I didn't
hear her say
have
that.
my husband pay to win. I won fair and square. And I'm like, no.
Come back in and say that. And I was like, why did you feel the need to tell us that? But it makes more sense knowing that Rosie said her husband paid.
Rosie grabbed her suitcase with her hair stuff and everything and threw it out the door. Like, girl wasn't here to play.
Yeah.
She physically pushed her, hit her with the door, like, move.
She told her how many times, and Kelsey kept saying, I will, but, and she just wasn't leaving. I would have done the same thing. Like, oh, let me escort you then. Like, you're leaving.
It's good. It's getting so good. And the clips for next week. Oh, here we have Miss Slam Pig United States. I mean, that's probably going to be the name of the episode. I can't. Like, it's
she's
good.
Beauty and she's hate. She's Miss Slam Pig United States.
Imagine what that tiara looks like.
Oh my gosh. Bacon. Crispy bacon.
Or something explicit.
Oh, well,
anyway.
Crispy bacon.
Yeah. Ooh.
Maybe a T-bone.
Jeez, Kelsey.
Well, anywho.
Either way, Rosie's activated, and I'm here for it.
Me too. And we're tuned in.
Until next week in Rhode Island, you're listening to Reality in 5D with Matt
and Courtney.
Bye.